Hello friends, this is Jasu Hatsu, and welcome back to Let's Play Azure Dreams. It has been quite a while since the last time I played this game. That's just kind of the way it works with me these days, especially with games like this, where I get sidetracked by some other games, or, a ton of other games, and I just lose track of, those longer especially the RPGs. Any type of long game I tend to get sidetracked from, even like a really old game that I've played before that I really, really like. So, yeah, it's been probably a couple months since the last time I picked this up, so I did a little review of the last video just to sort of get myself up to speed as to where we are, but, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I feel like kind of disjointed. Like I'm coming in, and like even after watching what happened before, I feel like it almost feels like it happened to someone else. It's almost like I'm starting fresh. It's like, oh, I hope nothing goes wrong. I hope that I don't do stupid things and fail miserably because, as I recall, / watched from the previous video, we are now going in full bore with our diamond shield and our gold sword +6. And 3 in reverse order. Now, do we have any more sands to deal with? I think we might actually have 1 or 2 more. Oh yeah, we've actually got some blue sands. Question is, do we want blue sands or the shield ones? I think we actually do want those. Question is, do we want them badly enough to put our familiars away? I think, you know what, we can, yeah, we can do the blue sands like one at a time. At this point, I think, is the best way to do this. And, okay, so we've got, yeah, diamond, gold, blue, win, Nyoko. Okay, everything's good. And yeah, since we just finished off a roundabout town last time, wherein I believe we rode a Nyokobo and ate... Oh man, I didn't look up what the last thing was I ate at the restaurant. Oh well, I'm sure it'll come back to me. But yeah, none of that matters because we've already done the town stuff for this round, so now it's into the tower. Wherein our objective... I forgot to look up. Presumably, leveling up our monsters, because we have all of the monsters we need to win at this point. I mean, the game is basically over, and we're kind of going through the motions. The question is, can we do stuff to sort of make it go faster, is the thing. Because it's going to take a few runs. In fact, it's going to take quite a few runs for us to get the monsters up to the point where they'll be strong enough to sort of take us through to the final floors. They can get there relatively quickly, especially compared to some of the other monsters in the game. Like, yeah, like I've been telling you guys all this time, these are... Yeah, Win and Nyoko are pretty much the... Like, barring any super rare monsters, are pretty much the best... It's pretty much the best tag team you could ask for going into the last floors of this game. But... Oh man, I forget the controls now, too. There's a bunch of... Okay, that was... Alright, because yeah, we had to hold triangle and stuff to do things. So okay, I'm going to forget all the controls again, and that'll probably screw something up at some point or another. But yeah, familiars are, at this point, we still kind of want to do, like, I don't want to, again, I remember, I don't really want to beat the game too fast, is the thing. So, I think our main, but on the other hand, I don't want to beat the game too fast, but on the other hand, we aren't beating the game very fast at this point. So I think what I want to do now is that we want to do tower progress, but with a bit of a mind towards getting money. So we want to progress up the tower and go up like a big number of floors. I am a frog. That's just something that happens sometimes as you become a frog, and there's nothing really much you can do about it. Man, I am a frog for a long time there. And, okay, I thought my controller was busted for a second there. Nothing happened when I was pressing the directions. But yeah, basically at this point we're just kind of cruising. Just kind of not much to... I mean, I think we've pretty much seen... Or, okay, we haven't seen there's quite a bit that we haven't seen in terms of story yet in this game. In fact, kind of the main plot line has yet to reveal itself. That'll be coming up once we reach floor 30. That'll be a good goal for us, I think, this time through. Ooh, is that a wind crystal? Awesome. Safety first. That was one thing I forgot about. I had actually planned, I completely forgot about this, because I'm so worried about losing my awesome sword and shield. I had planned to take a wind crystal into the tower with me on this run, just in case something terrible happened on like one of the lower floors, or if we got unlucky and couldn't find a wind crystal in time. And how do I map? There we go. Okay, I think that's the full floor uncovered, so we can. I think we can move up to floor 2 at this point. Yeah, sword and shield, definitely more than enough to take on Gauche at this point. Still have no idea how to pronounce that guy's name. Gauche. Actually, I don't even remember how they pronounce it in the Japanese version. The whole point of me buying the Japanese version of this game was pretty much to hear the voice acting. Well, that and to figure out and to see if any of the bullshit on Game Facts that they said about this game was true. But mainly the voice acting, and I can't even remember how they say things. God damn it. Oh well, only 5 damage. Doesn't even matter if they drop a pan on our head. We can take it. We got Diamond Shield, plus 4, I think it was. Actually, I suppose we might not even get a Gauche thing. We still got to advance our plot with Selfie. Yeah, there's... Oh no, there's Gauche. Yep, we're gonna beat the shit out of them. We're gonna mac on his sister. Sometimes we're gonna mac on his sister, but right now we're gonna beat the shit out of him. I feel lonelier because we didn't get to talk to Selfie and her awesome hat. I accept your challenge. What is this, like the 3rd time we've kicked this guy's ass? Yep, that should do it. Oh, nope, he's got a little bit more fight in him. That should do it. Yep. Wait! Oh, and awesome, we get our herb. Oh, 2 wins. Wow, we have not seen this guy much at all at this point. I guess that I don't exactly know what. Like, you know, sometimes we get the. Sometimes we see Selfie here, and sometimes we see Gauche, and I don't have any idea what determines, you know, whether you fight Gauche or whether you get the Selfie subplot advancement. It's just, I think it might be based on your tower progress. I don't know, so maybe we've been seeing Selfie so many times because we've been kind of progressing through the tower relatively quickly, or at least we used to before kind of the current string of failures / sand runs. And wow, I'm getting the shit kicked out of me by these puny, like, level 3 monsters. That's kind of pathetic. Good wand? No. I keep holding out hope to see one of those really awesome rare items, but it just hasn't been happening for us just yet. Okay, another priority we need to add to the list of priorities is good ball. Still doesn't have our acid rain ball either. That is really unusual. This is like, what, our 13th? I made a point of looking at the save screen. I think this is our 13th run through the tower, and still no acid rain ball. I mean, honestly, 13th run through the tower. Normally, I've beaten the game by the 13th run through the tower. I guess maybe I'm just kind of rusty at the game, is I guess going to be my excuse. I mean, okay, it's not... I don't usually beat the game by run number. Ooh, good egg, good egg! Scarlet. I think that's something shitty, like a cyclone or something. Because I think I remember commenting last time we found a scarlet egg at, oh, scarlet, that means a blaze, and that's a good monster. But no, you'd think scarlet would be a blaze, because, you know, they're red, and scarlet is red, but... Wow, that's actually the full floor. Okay. Is there any need to fuck around here? I really don't think there is. I think we can just go up. Because, yeah, there's... Oh, we got so many priorities. We need to get money. We need to level up. We need to make good time. We need to not make good time so as to do stuff about town before we finish the game. It's just we're being pulled in so many different and conflicting directions. It's just I don't even know what to do, and that's often a good feeling, I think, in video games when there's so much stuff you want to do, and it's like, you know, being torn in different directions. It's just you don't even know what to do because there's so much stuff you can do. So many different priorities. It's like, this is a deep game, man. That's why it's so great. It's not just about, you know, macking on the 14-year-old girls. That's great, too. I should really stop. I should really shut my mouth anytime I figure... You know I'm being sarcastic. You guys know I'm being sarcastic at this point. Not really It's not really No, sarcastic isn't the word. I'm joking. That's the word. Joking. I think I've promised a billion times that I'd stop doing that too, since I'm no good at it, but... Nevertheless, here we are, making stupid jokes about stupid Japanese pedo games, which this is not. This is a game for kids. It's fine to be, you know... It's fine. Our dude is a kid. What do we even name our kid? Our kid is Jasu. I guess we didn't have to name him after ourselves. We could have just named him a different person so as to avoid, I don't know, liability. Why are we even talking about this? We haven't even talked to any girls yet on this run. We just killed a bunch of monsters. That's what we're here to do. Although it's cool that there, yeah, so many different things you can do in this game. You can kill monsters, you can talk to girls, and really, what else do you need? And you can build buildings. Actually, oh yeah, there was another comparison. I thought I just suddenly made this connection. I don't know why. This game actually reminds me a lot of Dark Cloud. Now that I think of it, or specifically Dark Cloud 2. I never played the original Dark Cloud, and yeah, Dark Cloud 2 was a game that I really enjoyed, but never got around to finishing. That game is freaking huge. I think I put in like 80 hours into that game or something like that. Yeah, I think it must have been at least 80 hours I put into Dark Cloud 2 and didn't even... I mean, that was close to the end. I think it was on like the final stage or like the final town, basically. The way that game works is like you basically go through it. It's kind of like this game, like I said, where you're basically going through randomly generated dungeons, trying to, you know, pick up items, power up your character, but and also construct buildings for your town. Only it's kind of it doesn't have like the romance bit that this game has, but it has the town building aspect, and it's a lot more involved in that game than it is in this game. You've got like a lot more buildings to choose from. They kind of do different and more interesting things. They actually affect the development of your character, and sort of there's a bunch of NPCs about town too, and they have like kind of different quests for you to go on. It's just it's a really cool game. Like I've been talking about how this game would be so much better if like all the town building and the dating sim aspects were all fleshed out a bit more, and Dark Cloud is basically kind of half of that. It's this game with the dating sim aspects completely removed, but with the town building aspects like really amped up and like fleshed out wonderfully. Yeah, Dark Cloud 2, I highly recommend that game, although alas, it's a PS2 game. There's really no easy way to get those anymore. I guess PS2 emulation is a thing, I guess, if you have a good enough computer. Which I do not. Yeah, at this point I actually do all my PS2 gaming on the original hardware, which is a bit unusual for me. I tend to do almost all my retro gaming via emulation these days. Oh my god, is the PS2 retro? It really kind of is. I think Dark Cloud would have been like... Or the original Dark Cloud was like close to a launch title, I think. So that would have been... What year was the PS2? It would have been like 99, I think? No, that's too early. It would have been at least 2000. 2000 at the earliest, I think. Copper Shield, who gives a shit? Oh man, we're slow. Stop being slow, Jasu. Stop. Oh, I think he has stopped, actually. No, I'm sledded. Doesn't matter. Oh wow, does my shield give me defense against the dark arts? Feels like Sled should do more damage, unless my shield is protecting me somehow. That's pretty sweet. Diamond shield resists magic, I guess. I forgot about that, assuming it even does. Do I even care about a second wind crystal? You know, just for security, in case it gets picked off by a picket or something. Decurse, we really don't care about that since we aren't going to be changing out our equipment at all, ever. So yeah, we can get our redundant array of wind crystals. What would be the acronym for that? Ray... It would be like Rock. That's pretty awesome. That's a good acronym, I like that. Redundant arrays of wind crystals, or ROC. RAWC. Or R-A-O-W-C, Rauk. That's even better, Rauk. That should be the... I don't know, that needs to be a name for something. I guess it is, I just named it. Right there, Rauk. Redundant arrays of wind crystals. That's my strategy survival. It's my secret for survival in this very nasty world we call Azure Dreams. It's really not a very nasty world. It's a lovely world. I love being here in this lovely world of Azure Dreams. It really is one of those kinds of games that I was heavily, I don't know what the word is. It's something I really got engrossed in as a kid. Just like it's like the game world isn't really terribly fleshed out, but I felt like I wanted it to be more fleshed out. It feels like it's like there's enough here that I feel like this was like the kind of world I wanted to explore more of and sort of know more about. I guess that was sort of just me as a kid, though. Really, I don't know. I just really identified with I don't know, just the main character in this game. I guess I think I was pretty much exactly the same age as I think what Jasu. Yeah, our main character here is like 15. I would have been, or that's not true. I guess he's 15. I would have been like 13 or 14. I think when I first played this game. I don't know. It just got kind of like the feeling I think a lot of people get out of like games like Skyrim, where it's like you're playing kind of your character. You're not really playing a character. It's like you're playing yourself. It's like you kind of step into the main character's shoes, and it's like, and that's you exploring this big world and having all these adventures and stuff like that. It's just I don't know. I very rarely kind of get in that kind of mindset where it's like you are the main character. This is you. This is your adventure. You're the one doing all this stuff. I tend to be kind of distanced from my protagonists, from my video game protagonists in that sense, with most of the games I played. With most of the games that I play, although even as a kid, like this is pretty much the only game I can think of where I would like really got like really invested in like the world and the adventure, and this was like my whole world back in the day. I got like heavily engrossed in this game. I mean, okay, for the few times that I rented it, I'll say I never actually owned this game as a kid. I rented it like a bunch of times. Pretty much any time there was no new release that I was interested in, I'd go back and rent Azure Dreams. I think I rented this game like at least 5 or 6 times, and I'd like run through it. Pretty much beat the game every time. Or I guess the first time through, it took me like 2 or 3 rentals to get through. Oh my god, yeah, it took me 2 or 3 rentals to get through the first time, and I probably beat it another 4 or 5 times after that. Actually, it's probably close to like on the order of like 8 or 9 times that I rented this game back in the day. Why didn't I just freaking buy it? Probably because it wasn't available anywhere, I guess. Yeah, now that I think of it, I don't think I ever saw this game outside of my local rental shop. I kind of miss the rental stores, actually. It's like, it was like my main source of like just playing like whatever random weird little game caught my eye. I guess we've got that these days on Steam, basically. In fact, if anything, it's better now. In fact, yeah, you can basically buy a game on Steam that looks interesting to you for usually pretty much the same price as a rental back in the day. Like I can pick up like garbage. I can pick up garbage like Honey Pop on a sale for like $5, and it's terrible. But it's cheap, and it's entertaining somewhat. And now we've come full circle to the terrible video games about talking, the terrible talking to girls elements of video games. I got weirdly addicted to Honey Pop. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Honey Pop is basically like a shitty Bejeweled clone, essentially, but like sort of pasted atop the veneer of like a dating sim type game. And yeah, that's basically what it is. And it's got like, and I say dating sim, like they went like full on with the dating sim aspects in that. It's not like, or not with like the mechanical aspects, but with like the porn aspects. It's like you do enough Bejeweled for your girlfriend, and then you get a scene with her, or you basically get a picture of her where she gets her tits out, and then do a bit more Bejeweled with her, and then you get a sex scene, which is basically just another still picture. And so yeah, they basically just ripped off not ripped off, paid homage to, yeah, shitty dating sims in that way. And I played that game, and it was entertaining. Entertainingly bad, I would say. Again, it's pretty much about as good as you get with like a game that uses Bejeweled's core mechanics. But yeah, after you beat the game, it like unlocks like what they call it alpha mode, which is terrible. But ignoring that, where basically it just ramps up the difficulty infinitely. Where it's like to beat each stage, you need a certain number of points, and then in alpha mode, it just ramps up the points like infinitely. So that it's like every time you beat a stage, it just bumps up that point requirement higher and higher. And I just got addicted to like seeing how far I could get into alpha mode. Eventually, I actually figured out a combination of items you could get where you could basically the points become irrelevant. Or do I need that sea seed? No, it was the... Wait, I think it's a fire seed we need if we want to... Assuming we want to fuse Boko with Win, which we probably don't, actually. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about fucking Honey Pop for some reason. But yeah, yeah, got addicted to alpha mode for stupid reasons. I can't even think of what reason. Presumably stupid reasons, since I don't actually know what the reason was. And eventually found an overpowered item combination that makes it so that the points are irrelevant, and you can basically beat any level, regardless of how many points they require of you. Oh, whoops, that could be a good one. But it isn't. Oh, but it's a fire seed. You know what? Yeah, we'll need that eventually if we want to fuse our clown with our Newell. But, yeah, really the only reason we'd ever want to do that is if we find another familiar. Or what does that one do again? That's garbage. Yeah, the only reason we'd ever want to fuse them is if we find another super good monster that we want to fill our sort of second monster slot. So, yeah, unless we find another super good, super rare monster or something, we're pretty much going to be taking Boko and Newell. Or, no, those are the same one. What were their names again? We've got Win, and we've got Nyoko. Yeah, Win and Nyoko are basically our endgame team, barring any sort of, yeah, super awesome rare finds, which would be exciting. I would actually love to find like a super rare monster that I've never seen before. Like I think the most powerful rare monster I've ever found is I found a Maximum once, and I found a Maximum once, and I found a Naplass, which turned out to be underwhelming. Those are both like just super powerful, like floor, like 35 plus monsters that are among the toughest in the game. When you fight them, at least. Maximum, it turns out, is really awesome as a pet, but Naplass, I don't know, kind of not as good as a pet as he is as an enemy. That's not exactly the right way to phrase that, but I'm sure you guys know what I mean. Yeah, let's keep... Like I said, levels are a priority. We want to make sure that we do not die with our awesome sword and shield equipped. Oh my goodness. So yeah, with that in mind, let's stop taking stupid, unnecessary hits by walking into monsters and letting them get the first hit on us. Did we have a topic to talk about? I think... Yeah, I was done talking about Honey Pop. I'm honestly embarrassed that I brought it up at all in the first place. Although I guess it's at least somewhat topical, since, you know, that's kind of like a fake dating sim-ish game, and this is also kind of a fake dating sim-ish game. And yeah, beyond that, I guess the similarities kind of end. Actually, I know that I've never actually thought of this. I think I definitely talked before about the Game Boy sequel. Not really sequel, the Game Boy version of this game. What do we want to... Yeah, decurses. Useless. Yeah, I've talked before about the Game Boy version of this game. I was so excited to find out about the Game Boy version. It's like, oh, there's another Azure Dreams game. It's awesome. I've got to play it. And then it turned out to be just like a shitty version of this game with like all of the fun bits taken out. or not the fun bits, but you know, the extra bits, all of the interesting, side. I've talked about this game, about that game, how they took out all the dating sim aspects and all of the town building aspects, and basically they just made it a straight dungeon crawl. Oh, come on, kill it, kill it, kill it!